righty.
Funds needs order, please rise to the table for the flag salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is called to order for the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. The meeting of April 13, 2026 is included in the list of meetings notice sent to the Spring News on January 5, 2026, posted on the bulletin board of Borough Hall on that date and remains continuously posted as required. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of Borough Clerk. Can I roll call, please, Carla?
Or Councilman Rice.
Here.
Council, Vice President Engelhardt.
Yeah, here.
Councilwoman Fasar. Yeah. Councilwoman Herbert.
Here.
Councilman Levitt.
Here.
Council President Parker.
Here.
And Mayor Durham.
Here. We have a bunch of proclamations. Recognizing April 22nd, 2026 is Arbor Day in the borough of Flemington. Honoring Perry Gross for 45, are we gonna table these?
Let's table these.
We're gonna table,
Can we amend the agenda first,
oh,
Oh, that's right, I saw an email, we had
or that ordinance to add that
Yeah.
ordinance?
okay. All right, so we need to amend the agenda to add the HPC ordinance regarding historic preservation. Brandon, do you want to say anything about that?
Yeah, we just, the first one, that will be, the first revisions that we made for the ordinance. They weren't the correct edits, so we just had to amend it, make a couple more edits just for us to get the CLG status, so we have a little bit extra money for HPC. That's about it.
Can I have a motion to amend the agenda, please?
Liberal move.
Is there a second?
I guess a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So we're gonna, is the fire company coming?
They are coming, apparently they thought it started at 7:30, so they're on their way, but I don't know.
Oh, here comes some of them.
You could read the Arbor Day one.
We're gonna read it, we're gonna read it.
Oh, you're not, okay.
Yes. There are.
They come out.
They're fine. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Like, you never believe it. Okay, so is this everything for the fire department? Do you expect?
So this is actually my fault. I had confusion on the start time, so I had.
So we're gonna table
Yeah.
numbers 2,
Apologies.
3, 4, and 5. Install. Later. Hold off on them. I have a few things for my report. So we have congratulations to well, February, sort of congratulations to Sergeant McNally. You have been accepted into Congressman Kane's list to move on for congressional funding for the OEM element of our police department, and we were accepted by Senator Booker for the facility portion. So we're in the federal budget for both projects. Hopefully we'll get both or at least one of them. The OEM funding is over $2 million. Facility funding is well over $1 million. So that's good news. Newsletter is out. I'll let Councilman Levitt talk more about that. The Ferry Trail opening was immensely successful. I'll let Councilman Rice talk about that. At the request of Councilwoman Herbert, there will be an executive session at the next meeting with both our planner and our redevelopment attorney at it to talk about eminent domain issues and answer questions of the council. I just want to say, tell everybody, well, everybody knows that Spring Street is open and all the one-way and new street directionals are in place. I also want to remind everybody on council that there is a countywide parade here on June 14th on Flag Day, celebrating the American Revolutionary War and independence. And of course, elected officials are all being asked to be in it, as are our organizations like say the Fleming House and anybody else who wants to march. It's open to everybody. It is being sponsored by Hunterdon County, as well as I know ShopRite's a major sponsor. So OEM county is coordinating this parade, and signups for organizations is on the Chamber of Commerce website. Regarding my police commissioner position, I just wanted to go over the chief's March report, the 37 criminal investigations that included 9 arrests, 1 for possession, 1 for shoplifting, 1 for assault, 1 for endangering the welfare of a child, 1 DUI, 1 assault by auto, and 1 disorderly contact. There were 26 motor vehicle crashes, 8 of which involved commercial vehicles, 1 with injury. And so I think it's actually a relatively quiet month, especially with traffic accidents. And then finally, we do have a request from Sergeant McNally regarding ongoing issues with some residents placing items, primarily basketball hoops, in public rights of way. And he's looking for some legal relief from that issue. And I'm going to let Sergeant McNally talk about this issue.
So we've been experiencing over the last probably 3 years some ongoing neighbor complaints that involve specifically some basketball hoops and or other items being placed in easement areas. And been working with Chris Corsini to review our current ordinances and what the obstructions look like to our sidewalks, easements, and roadways. And we don't really have anything on the books that cover what we would need to enforce. So the chief and I have been trying to look at this, and he's here tonight as well. And see what works. So we worked with Chris. He gave us some new verbiage from some ordinances he has in other towns that would allow us to enforce items being placed in easements or other right of ways. To ease that. Dave Giuliani's been asking for this as well for the last couple of years. He's been doing a very good job of mitigating and negotiating with neighbors and getting people to move things, but he doesn't have an enforcement mechanism if they don't move it. So we're looking to kind of just tighten up an ordinance with that verbiage.
Joey, is that the same, is that the same neighborhood?
Yeah, it is.
And that's
It's
still going
part
on?
of it, and
I
then
thought
it,
that went away.
it did for a while, and then it's resurfaced, so now we're
Interesting.
kind of dealing with it again. So this kind of gives us the power to just.
Same,
Same parties. Yeah.
interesting. It went away and it came back.
Yeah,
And part of the problem is that, you know, it was in the center of a road. Then it got moved to a sidewalk and the grassy easement, which is still a right of way. You know, these sorts of things belong in somebody's driveway, even though, you know, small lot sizes in some neighborhoods still mean that balls are gonna roll.
It
and,
really
you know,
means that the ball is going into someone else's yard. That's really the crux of the problem, right?
in this situation, but like the sergeant said, we had a couple other incidents where there was some stuff there. Another basketball hoop in another area that.
Oh, in another part of the
That we,
town?
that I believe Dave Giuliani kind
Going
of
on New York Avenue.
negotiated that out
I don't know
and
about that,
took
but I
care
know
of it.
about the one that
Yeah.
we were dealing with about a year ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and then some other minor stuff that people lay in there and kind of just blocks the sidewalk, blocks the streets, kind of. Just gives us a little bit of
And we've encountered easement issues elsewhere, which generally, like I give Dave a lot of credit. He handles a lot of that on his own on the property maintenance side of it, and code enforcement. But you know, it would also certainly help him with an enforcement mechanism should he get pushback.
So how does, I'm just out of curiosity, how does that work with small lots and a basketball It's a movable basketball type of net and the whole bit.
Mhm.
And encourage the kids to go outside and play basketball and that. How does that work if a ball rolls into somebody's yard? Like,
Well, with
How does that
this,
work?
this basketball system is, what you already know, that is, that they're, movable, but,
Right.
or they're leaving them there. They're not, like, they're not taking the efforts to bring them in or take them out.
Got it.
They're just kind of keeping them there,
Understood.
you know,
It's
kind of
permanently in that right of.
temporarily permanent.
got it. Got it.
And as
So it's
far
not the fact that if they were just moving it in and out.
Yeah, no,
it's just that it just
they're just
became
leaving
a
it.
permanent.
Exactly, yeah, because they have like a sand base or water
Mhm,
base. and
yeah.
You're supposed to be able to tilt them and roll them out,
Right.
but they're
Mhm.
not taking that effort. And the balls themselves, that's an interesting theory. You know, I can see it from both sides that, you know, the ball belongs to the property of the person who threw it there. And then, you know, I see it on the property owner side as, you know, it kind of landed on my lawn. You can't come get it because that's trespassing. So that's why I encourage them to go
I
through
remember this vividly.
through the
Yes.
court process and have mediation and let a judge determine on ownership of the property and
Did they ever do that?
no,
Okay.
that's kind of where we're back at.
Okay.
I was
That's
under,
the level we're at right now, is a basketball, kid can't go next door and get a basketball.
He can't go into the neighbor's
depends
yard.
on the neighbor, yeah. Yeah, that's,
My new neighbors, I have a lot of little kids and we have lots of tennis balls coming at us, so I just throw them back at them.
yeah, they're,
Get it.
that's the, you know, you guys know, small lots, smaller size lots, the balls come over, you know, we dealt with a complaint earlier about that today as well. The mayor and I, but yeah, it's, you know, after a while, I guess they get tired of it, but you know,
Kids will be kids and playing outside, and not on phones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I find is like really, the really tough part is that we encourage kids to go outside and play.
yeah,
And they are. And now they're being penalized for going outside and play. Now, granted, that the one that we were dealing with got kind of out of hand.
yeah.
And we talked to the parent. I mean, it was just a total
And
cluster
then,
anyway.
and that
but-
did go silent for over a
Right.
year and then, you know,
Right.
kind of like, you know, I guess they never mended the old wound, so it's still.
Well, and
fresh.
this is the other reason why we need to have the basketball court remediated in Mergen Park so that there's places that kids can go and play.
Yeah.
There's no place for kids to go and play. That's the problem. Interesting.
Yeah, and, but I
I'm
mean.
sorry to hear that. I
Yeah.
really am sorry to hear that. I thought that went away.
No, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's to, you know, keep the easement and the road and the sidewalk open for others, you know.
So Chris, I just out of curiosity, I'm sorry, I don't want to belabor this, but this is just mind blowing to me. Out of curiosity, so if a kid is outside playing basketball on their driveway or whatever the case may be, and they have this structure, then, and if the ball rolls in someone's yard, like,
The ordinance I drafted doesn't deal with balls. It doesn't, it deals with the hoop present in the right of way.
right, so it's, if they moved it,
The ball
and they're
bouncing
playing
into the,
basketball in their driveway and the basketball goes over to somebody else's yard.
it's a civil trespass. Civil trespass. I mean, the chief and his guys could pursue it, but that would be extremely unusual. In the civil trespass, it would be neighbor complaint, which is what the chief has referenced, which
Right.
neighbor complaints are tough. The judges don't want to hear them. Mediation.
Plus, we're talking, you're putting an element of juvenile in there too, you know, the court system's completely different for juvenile. Maybe the same laws, but there's this different process, you know.
You're well within your right to regulate the right of way. How you handle it in terms of public facing, Ryan and I have talked about, but you're well within your right to do it.
Mhm.
On the property line,
No,
best advice to you, Tony, stay out of it.
no, I was just asking the question. I just find it to be,
There's no.
I just find this to be fascinating.
If the basketball hoop is moved to the private driveway and the actions continue, that's the civil side, but then it's not on us anymore.
Okay, thanks. I'm just baffled that this is still going.
So,
You see it happens, unfortunately it does.
Yeah,
so there is a draft ordinance that Chris drafted, but do you want to tweak it first before it goes to council, or do you?
So I melded it onto your current ordinance. I think it actually fits really well, I think. So it's not exactly, it's not very like blended towards one. Brian.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we
Yeah.
covered the easement side of it, because that's what
Yeah.
it was moved from the public street and it's not necessarily blocking the sidewalk at this time, it's in the easement.
Yeah, we can,
That's just where I wanna tweak it.
sure.
Alright, so you're gonna tweak it, send your comments back to Chris,
Yep.
and then we'll get it to the council.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds good.
everybody good with that? Okay, alright, council members reports, council president Parker?
I don't have anything for it. I just wanna get clarification about our last meeting. And I reached out because I want the public to know the council did not do anything wrong. And so I would love Chris to give some clarification for that whole thing, that the mayor accused us of crossing the line, which we did not. So can you, for the council's sake and for the public's sake, make sure that that's clear?
Sure, happy to do that, council president. I had an opportunity to speak at length with you. I also chatted with the mayor. She cited some references last time. I turned our legal eye towards the sources here. I think that it is as I described it, both to you both privately and at the council meeting last time. The indicia here and the red line is there an intent to subvert the Open Public Meetings Act? In my opinion, I haven't seen anything to that effect. I don't believe that was the case by any means. I think that it's best to, modulate things for appropriate forum. Things in executive, we've talked about this, we can have discussions about some of these things in executive. But that's the standard here. I've seen nothing by any means to indicate that standard was violated.
Thank you.
I'm happy to address this further.
No, it's good. You know what? I am kind of, and I can speak for some of us, I'm not gonna speak for all of us. It's just kind of tired of this opering and this constantly telling us we're trying to find something that we did wrong. One of the things I will say about this council, we all have integrity. Integrity is extremely important to me. And when someone calls me out and tells me I'm breaking a law or breaking something, that to me is a personal attack and I won't have it. And I will not let anyone come after this council. They all work very hard. They all have their blood, sweat, and tears in it. And they're all very careful that they do the right things right and not the right things wrong. So thank you for clarifying that.
Anything else, council president?
Nothing else.
Councilman Levitt?
Thank you, Mayor. The Environmental Commission is working on the light pollution ordinance that I mentioned prior. Leonard McManus and I are going back and forth on some minor modifications, and we'll be discussing at the next Environmental Commission meeting, which is on Tuesday, April 21st at 7 p.m. if anybody is interested in weighing in or attending. The Shade Tree Commission has made some good progress on the updated Shade Tree ordinance. We met with Leonard McManus at our last meeting and are awaiting some final updates before sending it along to the planning board. And the commission has also been pursuing a grant from the state of New Jersey to conduct a tree inventory and update our community forest management plan. In all honesty, I may need some assistance on this. It's a good amount of money. And it's a bit of a confusing process. It's a community forest management plan and
What kind of
it's
business?
just understanding what the right way to do this is and the right process to exactly file the grant. Since it's working with amounts of money, we did, one of the members went out and got a quote for an arborist certified to do this kind of work, and it came in around $17,000. So I don't want to mess that up.
Is it a grant?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand. It's a grant.
Well, yes, it's a grant
That
to
you
do
receive
this.
or you apply for?
We have not applied for it yet. The deadline's coming up in a month
Got
or two.
So is your question who should write the grant?
No, I think that would be the Shade Tree Commission members, I believe.
So are you trying to figure out how to manage the grant or
It's the right process.
the process for doing it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to go.
Also, it's gonna be a reimbursement grant, which is partially,
Okay, it is.
my understanding is reimbursement grant, so we have to expend the funds before we get them, and that's why I asked for so much money for the Shade Tree Commission budget this year.
Right, and I did check with Elizabethtown Gas and they are processing. My understanding, they are processing the two $5,000 donations to the Shade Tree Commission, so you'll have 15,000 when they come in.
I'm sure we can work with that.
Bill is really a good resource for all grants. I'm just letting you know, because I've worked with him and granted. But yeah, it'd be great. Yep. So-
Anything else, Councilwoman?
do. As we saw on the proclamation, Arbor Day shall be celebrated by the Borough Shade Tree Commission with a tree planting ceremony at a Reading Plumbing Intermediate School on Wednesday, April 22nd. I can put out more information about.
April
that.
22nd?
Yes.
What time?
It's a really good question. We were asking that for a long time, so we could get into the newsletter, and I never got the clarification on that, but I will try and put it on the borough website,
Okay.
on the calendar.
Yeah, can you just ping me and let me know so I can do anything?
And just for fun, we're celebrating it on the 22nd rather than on the nationally recognized day of April 24th, because that's what worked in everybody's schedule. Their next meeting is Thursday, April 23rd at 7 p.m. Last call for the stream cleanup without a stream this upcoming Saturday at 9 a.m. from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Cut Glass site and railroad. If you go on the website, we ran out of signups, but if anybody is interested, please call or email me or text me. My info is on the borough website, and we're not going to say no to more help. If you haven't had enough cleaning up, the Environmental Commission will also be having their own cleanup. We require the historic house floors, ideally around some trolley stops, so we present the best version of Flemington possible. If interested in working on that, you can reach out to Environmental Commission Chair Melissa Swingle at mswingle@historicflemington.com. We did put out the spring newsletter last week. You can view it on the website, where you can get copies here at Borough Hall and elsewhere around town. Just want to thank everybody as always for their articles and all their help on that. And lastly, I just want to mention that I took a stroll through the Ferry Trail at Tuckermurden Park today, and Councilman Arias, Girl Scouts, and maybe with a little bit of help from their parents, did a wonderful job. And I highly recommend people stop by and take a look at all the houses, because they're really good.
Hey, Trent, I will
Yes.
definitely be there on Saturday.
Wonderful.
What time is that, 9 o'clock?
9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Okay.
It's a whole giant program throughout the whole Brereton watershed, and
Okay.
that's a site that.
I will be there and I'll make sure Scott's gonna be there. I'm gonna drag him.
Thank you very much.
So just an aside, 4/22 is Earth Day, may not be National Arbor Day, but it is Earth Day, so it's appropriate.
I got that.
It is appropriate, and I also want to say that it wasn't the Girl Scouts did this, turned out to be this amazing community effort, because there were businesses that had entries. Harding County had an entry, one of the commissioners had a separate entry. It was like amazing. So, okay, thank you. Councilwoman Herbert?
Hi, thank you. Let me just turn on my video so you know I'm really here. Hi all. Quick one tonight. Library board is coming up on April 17th. FRSD school board meeting on the 29th. Communications. You already heard about the newsletter, and I'm working on scheduling with the mayor and Councilmember Levitt to find time that we're going to have the website proposers, the two top ranked ones, to come and give oral presentation so we can make a final decision. And we had a parking committee meeting after our last council meeting. You've already heard about the Spring Street and other regulations opening around the hotel. Preparations are continuing for a new permitting system. Beth McManus is in progress of identifying, as part of that, whether certain multi-unit buildings residents qualify for resident parking permits. We'll have the answers to that upcoming. I don't know, is the chief still there?
Yeah.
Hey, Chief. The other note I had from that meeting was the detour sign fixes. Have you been able to?
I reached out to George a few times. I think he's got some stuff going on. I know some signs have come down, but he hasn't been able to get the Brown Street ones down yet. I know the ones that were taken down were, there was a size issue with the size of the sign. So he's got to get the proper size for, there's some vehicles striking the ones on Mine Street.
Oh, geez.
Too large.
Is that the one that's closer to Dangle?
Yeah.
I'm gonna see George tomorrow, so what's
Could
the
you
issue?
ask again? I've called him several times. I just need the Brown Street detour moved to Main Street. That's all. So we get that detour traffic off of Brown Street onto Main Street.
And the stank roads were too big.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry, so is the Mine Street moved to, I mean,
Uh,
I'm sorry, is Brown Street
Brown Street moved to Main Street.
to Main? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, and then what did you
The
say?
ones at Mine and Stangle were too big, they were encroaching into the roadway, vehicles were striking them.
so
Causing vehicle damage.
those
Did
were,
you take care of that? or-
those were,
down.
they took him down, returned him to him. He's been told by myself and DPW of the proper size for that area. And I guess he's having them printed up.
Okay, so DPW took him down
Yeah,
and he has the proper dimensions of what needs to be there.
correct.
But the one you're also waiting on is.
It's
for the
just
Brown,
to get the Brown Street moved over.
just needs to be moved over
Just
to
need to
Main.
move the detour to Main Street, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've had a few conversations, I think I don't know what his. Ron, I don't know what his position is for him, but I know he's had some medical issues, but
Yard
maybe,
is kind of like his property.
Oh, Ron,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
had some health issues.
I think
Okay.
he was the guy who was supposed to take on that task, but hasn't been around.
Well, then he needs to hire somebody else.
Well,
I
I
hear
think.
I agree.
This is road
Yeah,
safety,
no,
this is
well, I
public
think
safety.
Susan and I met with all of them, and I'll let Susan talk to that, but all this stuff is pretty important, so please don't sit on this. If there's something that needs to be done in terms of detour signs and the whole bit, and the reason I'm saying that, and forget about from a council standpoint, but from a bid standpoint, it's just as important because it's the whole thing surrounding Stengel and people getting to Stengel, right?
Correct.
So that's why it's just, please, I mean, I didn't know about this, I'm just finding out about
Yeah.
this right now.
But we've had a few conversations, George and I, so.
Okay,
He's
but
not
whatever,
surprised.
and I absolutely respect that and thank you, but my point of it is that. I'm sure Fid doesn't know about this, I didn't know about this. So, and Beth, thank you for bringing this up, but the bottom line is that. You know, I'll say the same thing to you that I said to the redevelopers. Over communicating is better than under communicating. Because if you over communicate, that means we'll know what to do and how to help you get this thing. So please do not sit. I know you guys have your committees and the whole bit, and I don't really care about that. What I care about is the council knows these things are happening and what the roadblocks are so that we can help them. So I'll take care of this and I'll get back in contact with you and I'll have
Sounds
George
good.
get back in contact with you. But if there's anything else like that, please by tomorrow, let me know and. I'll make
Yeah,
sure
that's the only thing I have outstanding,
Okay.
George, so, yeah.
Thank
Anything
you.
else, Councilwoman Herbert?
The one more thing we talked about at parking committee, and I'll let Trent speak to it if there's any updates, was the work in progress on the beacons.
I got nothing for you.
All right.
Also, I'm responding to your email about the schedule. This
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Anything else?
That's all for me tonight.
Thank you, Councilwoman Fasara.
Oh, very glad, Councilman Levitt spoke to the cleanup day. No, that's okay, that's fine, but just to let you know, we are looking still for sponsors. I'm trying to reach out to a few people for stamps and things.
This is the one for the Environmental Commission.
Yes, the one for the Environmental Commission. So if you know of anyone, either reach out to myself or Melissa. And I will continue, Melissa, to ask people to see what we can get. And then just in regards to, I'm understanding we're gonna have an eminent domain discussion in our next meeting in executive council. I'm not quite sure where that's coming from, but for the issue that brought this up, I have not been part of any of those discussions. I'm a council one, I keep my own counsel, and I'm very happy to have discussions in public with people. So, wasn't part of any of it, and I was just a voting person who voted on it in our last meeting. That's it.
There really hasn't been any that's the point.
You don't have to comment on anybody else's.
Yeah, it's just me. It's hard to be that I was involved with that.
I understand, I hear where you're coming from, I'm just letting you know what's not there.
Councilwoman Engelhardt?
Thank you. Okay, well, I haven't had a animal control update in a while because I guess our animal control services was a bit behind, so we got 2 months worth of reports. There really wasn't much at all. But I think I have a new wildlife because I don't think I have reported about a squirrel. So new one. in the last 4 years that we're doing this at this point, or 30.5 years. She reunited a cute terrier with their owner, and there was also a cat that they thought was abandoned, but turns out the owner was in the hospital and everything is all hunky-dory now. More importantly, so there was nothing exciting with reports, but what is not in the reports for the last 2 months was that there was a dog attack last Monday in the borough, a dog on dog with a neighbor walking, and that is certainly a concern. So just want to remind everybody to please make sure that your dogs, your fences are sturdy, and that your dogs aren't in the yards without being tethered, because we really don't want to see anybody or animals hurt.
Was that a dog jumping a fence?
No, the dog was not at its own home. I'm not sure how, but it was not at its own, address.
Okay.
So I'm not sure where it came from. I don't have the report. Like I said, it just happened last Monday. But not only was one of the dogs hurt, but the person that was walking the dog was also fell to the ground and was hurt as well. So, I know everybody loves their dogs, but please, whether you have a big dog, little dog, aggressive dog, mild dog, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that your dogs are safe and are fenced and are tethered when they're in your yards. More importantly, and this is the result of this, we've had an issue for several years with a dog in town, and there were several incidents, there were several tickets given, and the whole process was the way it's supposed to be legally, the warnings, et cetera, et cetera. And unfortunately, that dog was put down a week or two ago with the vet's recommendation. And so that's really heartbreaking. So it is a really good lesson to make sure your animals are safe, because if you love your animal, even if it's maybe more aggressive to another animal, you don't want to see your animal get put down. Like I said, just make sure your animals are secure. Happier note, this is a little weird, but we have a little film ready, and the mayor and Tony and Brandon, who else was there? Beth was there. The county had a really great program that we all went to, and it wasn't just about this. They told us a lot about senior services that are available, and we're going to get that information in the newsletter. And there was a few other really interesting things and programs that we all learned about. So we're going to make sure we roll that information out. The Film Ready program, we actually have not been officially blessed, as Chris knows.
We will get there.
We will get there.
But it's not our fault.
It's not our fault.
Susan, Trent, and to a lesser extent me have worked very hard on these.
But what was nice is they recognized it wasn't our fault and gave us our little star and thing anyway. So this
They
would
would
be
give us reimbursement for our legal expenses.
Listen, Mary, from your lips to God's ears, that is a good point.
Well, that's what I was saying to Chris, was I purposely wrote it and saved money to do and did it ourselves, and last year, whatever.
We will get there.
Yes, the commission is a little excited about their jobs and very enthusiastic about their jobs, let's just say. But we will get there. It will be official, but we did have a little ceremony, and we're gonna get they had a really big star, like Hollywood Walk of Fame star. We're gonna put that on some sort of board and bring it into the office.
They did a really good job.
Yeah, they did. So, but more importantly, I think I thought the senior housing, the senior services information was really great. So I had spoken to Trent about getting that info in the newsletter the next time. It obviously was too late for this time. You did mention that we went out and had a meeting with the developer on Liberty Village, and I have some concerns. My major concern is that they're self-performing, which I did not realize. There isn't a specific GC. The developer is the GC. That's what self-performing means. And so, and the other thing I was concerned about was Ron Miller, who is their owner's representative on site does not have any construction experience. He is the former
Liberty
manager
Village.
of Liberty Village. I was shocked, and frankly, if I had known that months ago, I probably would have raised a big red flag before that. That being said, I thought the meeting was good. We basically put the developer on notice, as well as their subcontractors that were there, the cleanup, the soil contractor and the demo contractor that were there, the soil pushers.
And Susan, can you speak, because we also demanded that they wash down the streets.
Well, yes, we talked
Yeah.
about that,
For
and
the people in Brown Street to know that we actually addressed.
and dust control was another thing. And of course, I think we all were copied on the email about the DP. For those in the public that aren't privy to this, basically, Remington, our on-site inspections engineer, has been doing a good job up to this point. I really do like Remington's service to this borough. I think they do a great job. I've said that many times before. And they basically followed up with all the discussions that we had at that meeting. That was the result of those emails where the dust control and basically they said, look, the DEP's on this and they're going to really be watching that site very carefully. And so if they're out of line just a little bit, they're going to come down on it. That was the summary of that email, unless anybody else has any kind of follow up on that. But yeah, we need to, and we promised we would have another meeting in 2 weeks to follow up. Tomorrow night's planning board meeting, Spark is on the agenda. The follow-up, we heard most of the testimony. I think there was a little bit more from the planner tomorrow. Also, the HPC resolution is on there. For anybody that is still interested, tomorrow night is the last strategic, I'm not the school liaison, but tomorrow night is the last strategic planning meeting. So if anybody's interested at the high school, it was a really good program. And so whether you have kids in the district or not, I would highly recommend it. I cannot attend as I would have liked to because of the conflict with.
They're rolling out the final strategy.
Right, so it's actually a good one to go to. And that is all I have.
Thank you very much. Councilman Norris.
Thank you. So a couple of things, so just go to the Fleming House, Center Fleming House, this Saturday, we had Easter egg hunt, unfortunately, I couldn't make it, I was just trying to save my hour to go to the Flemington Ferry Trail, first one that I had at the Tucker American Park. That was really, really cool. Honestly, we were expecting about 15-20 submissions, but we really blew it out of the park. We had about 118 houses submitted, and if you guys go to the park, when I went there, it was the whole parking lot was full there. Like half the church parking lot was full as well. It was amazing. I think it was the most like I've ever seen it active. So I was really excited about that. Thank you to the Flemington community because obviously it wouldn't be possible without you guys. It was just really cool to just see the community come together. So really excited about that. I don't know. It was just really cool. We also got a handmade sign for the Flemington Ferry Trail. So if you go past the little pavilion, it's right there at like the second tree, I want to say. Really, really cool as well. If you guys want to check that out.
Sign is gorgeous.
It is amazing. Yeah, when they revealed it, I was like, oh my God. And the Girl Scouts too, just in general, those girls worked hard, make their houses as well. And it's really cool. And I went there today with my girlfriend, we just went for a little walk, and it was really, really nice to see people coming out there at the trail and just checking the houses out. So really, really cool.
I think everybody going on dates there.
Yeah, no,
And there's no takedown. They're gonna let them just go back to that time.
Good one, Susan, good one.
And I have been doing also some other stuff just around general, just to get people moving. I do this thing called Soccer Saturdays from 8 to 10 o'clock. We go out, a couple guys, play some soccer. We're gonna go into Central for now. We also went to Lampe Park. Wanting to Tucker American Park, but I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's a little bit hard to play on there. The field's just not. I like to play on the turf. It's a little bit nicer. It's a lot easier to work on with it. But eventually bring it to the Tucker American Park. Just something for me. I just want to be able to use the park a little bit more. I think it's Flemington's only park really. And
Get the grant.
yeah, no, that too, so I'm hoping for, get some goals out there, and then, you know, we could probably do some other stuff too, it doesn't have to be soccer, but right now it's something that I know very much of and that I can teach or help people out how to play or and just get a little active, you know, so. And for me, and just amending the HPC ordinance like today, but I guess we'll speak on that when we get to it. And that's about it, yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, do you want to announce the house first?
Oh my God, yes, I completely forgot about that. No, that's what was it?
June
You're
sixth.
gonna have to help me out because I did forget to
June
put that on my June sixth,
They released the
house tours, yeah, the
Looking for
tickets are ready,
volunteers?
so. Looking for
It's on the
volunteers
website.
and it's on the website as well, so, yeah, thank you guys.
No worries.
Just saving it a little bit, but,
And they released the tickets.
yeah, tickets are already out, so, yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. And are all of our,
Yeah, we're all.
okay, all right. So we have 4 resolutions honoring years of service for 4 of our firefighters of Flemington. This is amazing because we are a 100% volunteer fire company. So it's really an honor to have such dedicated volunteers as part of our community. And before I have your liaison, Councilwoman Pissarro, read them all. I just want to say on behalf of the Borough of Flemington, thank you for your service. It's really irreplaceable, truly, as it's dedicated. People who live here and we care about our community so much, to give up so much time. So, Councilwoman,
So proclamation honoring Paul Kalinsky for 30 years of service and dedication to the Flemington Borough Fire Department. Whereas Paul Kalinsky joined the Flemington Fire Department in 1995 and served as chief of the department from 2008 to 2011. And therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the borough of Flemington would like to recognize Paul Kalinsky for 30 years of service and dedication as of April 13th, 2026. You want me to keep going?
no, I'd like Paul to stand up and get recognized.
So, I'm sorry, before we bring it up, I meant to let you know, so initially we had 3 or 4 that could make it tonight. Paul unfortunately was that 3rd, and he had a last minute work emergency,
Okay,
and couldn't make it.
Well, let him know that I know, I'll let him know.
Uh,
Next meeting.
The other firefighter, on the list, Monsell, wasn't able to make it tonight either, obviously wanted to be
yeah, I
here.
said, see him.
But,
Okay,
so, I'm happy to read it out, but I just, I'll let you guys know.
whatever the councilwoman wants to do.
I will read them out. I'll
Okay.
put it on the record. Next, we're going to do Perry Gross.
Harry, you want to stand up and be recognized?
Proclamation honoring Perry Gross for 45 years of service and dedication to the Flemington Borough Fire Department. Whereas Perry Gross joined the Flemington Borough Fire Department in 1980 and has served in several leadership and executive roles in the department. Whereas Mr. Gross is retired, having spent his career as a technician and owner of Old York Heating and Cooling. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of Flemington would like to recognize Perry Gross for 45 years of service and dedication on April 13th, 2026.
That's remarkable.
That's all.
Raised in Flemington, went to high school with my sister. Known each other our entire lives.
All right.
Yeah, come on.
Wait, it's coming up. Okay, proclamation honoring Peter Nemeth for 40 years.
You want to stand up?
Honoring 40 years of service and dedication to the Flemington Borough Fire Department. Whereas Peter Nemeth joined the Flemington Borough Fire Department in 1980 and served as chief from 2019 until 2022. Previously, Mr. Nemeth had been a member of Sergeantsville Fire Department since 1985, where he joined as a junior member. Whereas Mr. Nemeth is now retired, he spent his career in public service as a Navy combat veteran, serving aboard the USS Merrill DD-976, and served over 30 years as an employee of the Department of Education, serving as a custodian of schools at both Delaware Township School and West Amwell Elementary School. Therefore, be it resolved, the mayor and council of the borough of Flemington would like to recognize Peter Nemeth for 4 years of service and dedication on this day, April 13th, 2026. Would you like me to? I'd like to go into the record. if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yes, absolutely. Almost, okay. Proclamation honoring Robert Matzel for 40 years of service and dedication to the Flemington Borough Fire Department. Whereas Robert Matzel had been a member of the Spring Lake Fire Department since 1985 and served as chief of Flemington Fire from 2014 to 2017. And whereas Mr. Matzel is retired, a graduate of West Virginia University, and spent his career as a manager of multiple investment firms in New York City. Therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and council of the borough of Flemington would like to recognize Robert Matzel for 40 years of service and dedication, adopted on this day, April 13th, 2026.
He'd also have did the most calls last year in 2025 out of any firefighters.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Robert.
His first year retired, so.
It's his first year retired. Okay, well, we appreciate you giving us extra time in your pool. I've never seen you blush. All right, anything you want to say, Chief?
No, I just, obviously, first and foremost, thank you to the council for, especially those of you that, helped, preempt this and put this together. Carla as well for your work in this. These guys, like I've told you guys before, they put in a lot of hours, a lot of dedication over many years, more years than I have in. They both, I know Pete and Perry both continue to serve in leadership positions. And not only just in the department as officers, executive leaders, but also with their talents. Anytime our ice machine's broken, Perry's down here helping us get fixed, or my dad's, this weekend we were just at fire school helping reorganize stuff on the truck. So it's all those little things that make this department run that a lot of people don't think about or see. And so really couldn't be more grateful for these guys. And I'm glad that they're recognized in this way for the rest of the town to see.
Can we add something?
Please,
I
go ahead.
had spoken to Peter at the event, and if it's okay to remind everybody that they are always looking for volunteers. They're always looking for volunteers. They're always looking for volunteers. And I know that, can we put a graphic together in the newsletter and then also get it on the website to follow up with that, if that's okay?
For volunteers?
Yes.
That's a good idea.
If Trent can do it, sure.
Yeah,
Can you do it, Jen? Seriously?
yeah. So I know that, Peter, you had said to me that like you could get the information, like exactly what you'd like written in the graphic, so we can kind of promote it on the website, on the Facebook page and in the newsletter. If you could send that information to Adrian and Trent, that would be great.
Is there a newer volunteer, someone who's maybe young and is, I know we've had a few people.
Yeah, we have plenty, actually.
I wonder if we can.
Lena's in fire school right now. She's got about 2 weeks left.
But
So-
what's that experience like, Lena? And can't see you.
I'm
because-
sorry. I was making space.
That's okay.
It's tough. It's no joke.
But I wouldn't mind having that newsletter.
Yeah, happy to put something
Maybe
together
it's a
for you.
Paragraph, this is what it's like when you first get it.
Yeah.
It's tough, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's I wanted to run with the boys, so Linda and I, me and Missy's daughter, being like active female firefighters is like a big thing. And you're seeing it more and more, so it's definitely something to touch on that, not just the boys have to do it. And it's something that we talk about in fire school a lot. It's a running joke, but something that we would love to continue to see as well.
Robbie, I will speak with you tomorrow.
So Chicago fire is actually real.
Yeah.
But
Girls.
one other question, how many people are actually on the volunteer fire?
So we
Because I
have
don't know if
about,
anybody knows that.
yeah, we have about 25 active members, fully certified firefighter 1 members. We do have exempt members as well beyond that. Yeah, and we have social members as well.
And how many are going through to complete their certification as firefighter 1?
Right now we have 4.
So we'll be up to like 29.
Yes.
Which for a town the size, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It really is.
It's still, obviously, I mean, tonight is a great example, right? Trying to get everybody here, especially for something as important as this. And, you know, we're just like everybody else, you know, everybody's got busy lives going on. So you have those many people, when the bell rings, it depends on what time, you know, so 29, yeah, that could stop all of our engines.
All the big calls.
You know, but when everybody's at work, when everybody's got kids games over here all the way, you know, it's not just like, it's always at FRB where they can get up and come to the firehouse, you know, everybody's, you know, especially the travel, baseball and all these things, they're all over the place, so.
And I don't think the public realizes that you don't just answer our calls, that you back up a tremendous number of our township calls.
Correct.
So by requirement, like at the hospital, you have to go.
Yeah.
And you back them up a lot.
Yes, yep, I would say, a large percentage, of our calls, probably 20 to 25% would be mutual aid calls into the township. Or more, I don't have the exact numbers off the top of my head, but, it's quite a few. That's partially due to Sprague Township's call volume is a little bit higher than ours, given their volume of space, but yeah, so you're absolutely right.
How many active members does the township have, do you know?
That I don't know.
Just curious, you know, because they're, you know, roughly 5 times our population, 6 times our population, because like,
Yeah.
you know, 5.5 times the population, it'd be interesting.
I do-
'Cause I know they don't have 5 times our number of firefighters.
Yeah, no, I don't think they have that many more. They have quite a few. I do know they have 2 candidates in firefighter 1 as well. And they have a pretty strong junior program, people that are getting ready to go to firefighter 1.
Yeah,
So that's promising to see from their side as well.
right, but it's nice, like, somebody like W. Carriaga chose to come to our fire department.
Yeah.
He lives in the township.
Yeah.
That shows us, and it's nice to know.
We like to create a welcoming community. It's kind of like a family, like I tell anyone. So we're happy to let people come join us.
Anybody else from the council?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, thanks for making time tonight too.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Great, we're up to public comment session number 1. What? Oh, yeah, you don't have to stay.
You guys don't have to stay.
Don't stay.
You're fine, call them for a lot, you don't have to stay with us. I'll see you guys next, right?
Yeah.
Right, we're up to public comment session number 1. Anybody wishing to say anything, go up to the microphone. I need your name and address for the record. If you're online, raise your hand and Carla, who can reach that close. Don't with anybody. So, okay, name and what?
I said already.
Name and address for the record, please.
Connor Atkinson, I live at 20 Pennsylvania Avenue, Farmington. I have 2 questions regarding, I believe it's 2026-82, the turntable junction resolution tonight. The first one is.
So this is a comment session, public comment, it's not. Okay. So you can let us know what you want to know and
Disregard that, I.
stay for the resolution, maybe Bill, okay, if you wanted to know. Anybody else from the public wishing to take comment? Anyway. Just the record?
Yes, I'm Dawn Troutman. This is my husband, Dan Troutman, 9 Washington Street, Longington.
And we're here because of the Turntable Junction consideration. I don't know if everybody realizes, but my wife is the owner of the Wheat Kids of Flemington, which is a part of Turntable, which is not in the actual near proximity of the, I think the properties in question. And just to give a little perspective, I appreciate the comments back and the letter I had sent, or we had sent on behalf of the meeting that was held with the eminent domain situation and condemnation process and such and so forth. We learned about that after the fact because some of the customers are wondering what's going to happen to Wheat Kids. And as my wife looks towards retirement, one of the potential buyers concerned about this. So I'm gonna let Dawn share with you some thoughts about a little history about our situation at Wheat Kids and Turntable Junction.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Thank you for serving our community. You indicate to the closer to their mics. Thank you. In light of the current situation regarding the borough's potential acquirement of Turntable Junction by eminent domain, we would like to inform you of both the history of We Kids Consignment Shop located at 25 Turntable Junction. If you're not familiar, we're near the railroad tracks. We're kind of separate, kind of on a little corner, but we are technically part of Turntable, as well as our concerns regarding this decision. We Kids has faithfully served this community for 35 years, remains a thriving consignment family business, and has potential for further growth as both Liberty Village and Main Street developments near completion, being in the crosshairs of all these sections here. Housed first on Main Street, then at 39 Mine Street, and now our present location, which has served us well for nigh unto 20 years, long before the current landlord bought property. Since we have owned personally We Kids for the past 8 years, we have personally invested time, energy, and finances into maintaining and improving our rental location. Efforts have included upgrading the interior by organization, space usage, installation of a water heater, additional air conditioning, safety features, an alarm system, and we consistently and annually pass our fire safety inspections. Exterior improvements include considerable upgrade and maintenance of landscaping, fencing, signage, security lighting, and designated parking spots. The building has been recently repainted, and most recently, thanks to our new neighbor, George Malone, a donated park bench for client and public usage, and donated historic brick walkways have been refurbed and installed. We believe there is yet a great future ahead for We Kids at this same location, and trust you will keep this potential in mind in the due process of your planning, whatever that ends up being. And we would appreciate being kept informed throughout any further activity on the Turntable properties. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter at hand.
Thank you
One of the
very
things
much for
too-
coming in after the letter. I greatly appreciate it.
No problem. And I understand there is a meeting, the next month's meeting, that it will be actually on the agenda.
No, it's not tonight.
No, it is on.
It goes to the planning board, so it's the planning board that will be dealing with it. What were we gonna say, Mr. Chapman?
I was gonna say, this is comment probably also that would be due for the planning committee and one of the things in regard to the whole property and we've watched and we've seen over the course of years some of the deteriorations, but we're actually part of the damn Turntable Junction and we are the opposite. I mean, our property's been, we're gonna leave it better than when we first found it. And I think there's great potential for other people in the Turntable Junction, other businesses to do the same. Because even though, as far as working with our landlord, has not always been the most congenial and wonderful, but we have been able to make progress and it's been a good success, been give and take. And even though we've invested both time and finances, and he's also been able to help us with that. And so I don't know how many of the buildings would be considered condemnable, or I know if that goes into the planning committees, but for us, where we are, we're not really considered part of Turntable Junction. No, people don't think of that because we're not right in the actual in that
Actually,
complex.
most keep asking us how come they didn't plow you over with Liberty Village. They think we're more connected with that because we're so alone over there.
Just so you know that when I copied your letter line to the entire council, I did copy the planning board chair in the CC. So she has your letter.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Yeah, because going forward in this, just looking to see what the whole process will be, because I know some of the customers are already expressing some concern. What's gonna happen? Because over 800 and some different consigners and continually new customers and continued increased sales. And it's been a good staple. It's been very highly relational in this whole community effort. And just their concerns, because what they read, from the newspaper article, it sounded like this was a done deal, like the whole Turntable Junction. And that's where it may not have been that conveyance, but that's what the understanding was. And so we're a little concerned too, that perhaps the way the public is informed and how the information is disseminated, because we don't feel as linked to Turntable because we're separate, but we are part of it.
But just so you know, it's a complicated and
It
very
is.
long process,
I know. I
so
looked
it's
and researched and it is,
not like anything's gonna happen tomorrow.
yeah, the only thing
But
is.
still, if you're trying to sell a business, looking forward, they've made a capital investment, and I would be concerned to buy a business.
Sure,
Because that's key, and if you look at where the rents are gonna be in this town, for any type of business in 5 or 6 years, if they're locked in now. That's an asset when you're buying a brick and mortar
And we have
business.
learned through experience the hard way, not having had business experience prior to this 8-year adventure. That is easier to sell a business if you own your building.
Exactly.
We made offers and after you've worked with the landlord, realize that just reasonable.
And
And
it
benefit
may
us in the long run, if that ever could be worked out or whatever. We just have a concern more for our, than just ourselves and our business, but for our clientele.
Once upon a time, many, many years ago, older than I probably look, I had a gift basket business, and I was able to sell it very profitably. But was basically like a little like hot, right? Like I got my refrigeration, whatever there. But the key thing, why that company bought it was because I did have the brick and mortar and they were working out of the basement. They needed a spot and I'd done upgrades in the refrigerators. I had everything that you needed to do that, so.
yeah, and we understand the process, that it is a long, lengthy,
Mhm.
but the comments that came to us almost seem to be, this is.
I'm very anti any idea of anything eminent domain. My family has long owned land. Some of the first pieces purchased in 1865. We were enslaved on it. I'm very anti any of that. I'm willing to give it the opportunity to have the planning board look at it, but I will be vocal with the planning board.
Council need those comments later on were with the resolution then.
So, yeah, I was gonna go there. So let me just say this, I'm a small business, I work for I work as a small business advocate for SBA. So I understand everything you're telling me right now.
Mhm.
I think it's a little bit more complicated and I don't think the newspaper article actually did what it really needed to do. I think it exacerbated something that wasn't there. So I'm gonna ask you to back up a little bit because and let's go through the due diligence of what we need to go through. But I do agree with you. I understand what you're saying about communicating. I'm still a big advocate of over communicating as opposed to under communicating. So let us just get through the process and then you can address those things. But I hear where you're coming from.
We weren't aware of it until the backside at all, and it's really awkward as a business owner to have your clients telling you what you don't even know, and then trying to reassure them, but you don't have any
And
idea.
that's why I encourage
We were not
in
informed.
advance. Discuss.
Yeah, we weren't informed at
No.
all that there was even any.
Understood. Do you have any other comments?
No, just.
The only other comment is thank you so much, and as far as working with the landlord, we wish you the best and trust that it would be worked out evenly. We have been working with him for 8 years and I think there's been some level of success. And so we're grateful for that and we're grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this in the borough. And as Stangle Market improves and what happens on Main Street and what's going on with Liberty Village.
I'm glad you guys survived because you opened up, you took over that business slightly before COVID, so that's a real.
Well, we survived COVID, we took essential business.
And it's tremendous.
Yeah, thank you. OEM helped us out with that. Very essential business.
We're gonna
out, right?
Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of people talk, I'm sure we're gonna have more of a discussion during during the
Exactly.
it's on the agenda tonight, so I.
There'll be an executive session in 2 weeks to have the council have any questions.
I didn't see it on the agenda.
It is, it's
No,
on,
next week.
it's on the agenda as a
Oh.
There was a typo.
There was an issue with the original resolution, so it's back up.
Right, so I'm kind of hesitant to kind of get on the bandwagon and talk now, but you are there. So what I will say is that after before the resolution was on the agenda the last time, I had asked Ally Norton, our new Business Improvement District Executive Director, to go around all the businesses and talk to them. I actually did get a chance to talk to a couple of them. I'm sorry I did not get a chance to talk to you, just to say, hey, by the way, this is on the agenda. And I'll say what I said the last time. This is like step A, and we have to go to step C. But I think your concern is completely legitimate. I spoke to Bill, the Loft as well as Lauren at Defiant, and a couple others. The whole idea is that this is, as you kind of insinuated, it's kind of a carrot and a stick. We want them to be inspired to do something, and that's why that scary word that the tap into article was completely in error, especially the headline was very misleading. So it is meant to be a carrot and a stick. We're on A, we get to Z, and frankly, I think I'm hoping that with all of this very healthy discussion, like I said to Adrian at the last meeting, that I really appreciate the history of eminent domain that she brought up at the last meeting, because I think it was extremely important. It's part of our United States history, and it's really something that we need to recognize as we're going through this. But like I said, it's more of a stick than anything else, and I think we just need to kind of use it as such and use it for inspiration.
So I just have one other question.
For the landlord.
Ally Norton did not reach out. Do you know who Ally Norton is?
No,
We
She
know.
didn't, because that's what she was.
I did not
That's what-
receive anything.
okay, I'll talk, I'm gonna see
There's
her.
a lot of businesses over there, so
Yeah.
you might just not.
Yeah, I just not, but
Yeah, we're not considered because
no,
people
but
don't
one
think
of
we're
her,
part of it.
just so that you know, one of her key result actions is to reach out to all of the businesses.
Yeah.
So I know you're on the, that's why I was a little caught off guard, because I know that you guys are on the, like, there's a target list that she needs to get to within a 90-day period.
So
So
it could
I'll
be
hear.
because our property looks so very good, it may not be considered part of it.
No, you're still the
Well,
fit.
that's-
You're the fit, no, you're the fit no matter what, you're still the fit.
The planning board is gonna take our request to look at that. All they are doing is like basically looking at the law and saying, does this even meet these criteria? They have to go through very strict criteria by state law. And if it ever got to that point, there's a master plan with the planning board that it, for example, encourages a linear park through that area
Yeah.
and encourages connection to Stangl in that area. So what I'm hoping for is that those long-term goals get kind of motivated and kind of springboarded through this process.
Yeah.
So, and the whole point of the planning, I would encourage the planning board to recognize your building and go, hey, this is good. Like, they're going to be giving us recommendations.
Sure.
And so
Maybe
that
take
letter
that
is
one off.
perfect, because
Maybe
then
take
the planning board can
off.
say, hey, by the way, for example, in other areas in need of redevelopment, the Agway site, they came back with, hey, by the way, this is an important building because it's a railroad building. There are other historic railroad buildings that are identified in this site. I want them to be identifying, quality businesses, quality buildings, and kind of give us that kind of feedback going forward. So the fact that you're here, then your letter went to Karen as well. That's perfect. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, Liberty, I mean, as far as Turntable Junction, it's 60 years old. You talk about history.
Yeah.
And it does have that turntable. in it.
Yeah, it still has the turntable.
And believe me, I have, and I will continue to work on him as far as the carrots and the greasing
And
the
the
skids and all
yes,
those things.
Thank you.
Because
for
You'll be a hero.
recognizing that.
we've been trying.
Yeah, and this is our way of trying to, like,
Yeah.
this is a tool that the state provides us. So we said, let's see if this
Yeah.
kind of moves things along, because it's been a long time.
Yeah, and we've developed, I know for myself, I would consider a wholesome relationship with him.
Yeah.
To try to help, and that's why improvements here and trying to help, look at this.
Yeah.
And we've.
And I know Lauren's done the same in her building.
Yeah.
Like, really put a lot of work into it.
Yeah.
Defiant here. And I know she's, and some of it is reimbursed, some of it isn't, and that's fine. That's
Right.
like that's your relationship with your landlord.
So the eminent domain could be selective as opposed to comprehensive.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you.
Much appreciate it.
Yep,
Okay, I got somebody
I'll talk to Ally tomorrow.
You have somebody online?
Yep.
Is that Ellie?
Allison's iPhone. I don't know who Allison is.
Hi, it's Allie Norton. Can you hear me?
I thought.
Yes.
That's her name, Sal.
You can hear.
Yes,
we
Ally,
can.
we can hear you.
I are the business owners of We Kids still there?
Yes.
I wanted. Okay, hi. I wanted to apologize as I did request and look for a list of the folks who are renting in Turntable Junction. I did get a chance to speak to 4 other folks who are in there the day that I found out this was going to be on the agenda. I apologize you weren't on that list. I will be popping in to make sure we get you on that list immediately. And I'll be keeping you updated on everything that's going on as the liaison to the business community. And I just appreciate your input and would love to sit down and get additional details. But what I did share with the other business owners in there is that this, and I think just echo what has been said, is it's the very beginning of a long process, and there are other really important pieces, moving pieces, that have to do with the Turntable Junction area that we're working on, like extensions of Church Street and moving a train station and linear park, and so there are bigger plans, and I'm happy to bring you guys up to speed on that as I continue to sort of plant my feet in the new role.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Just a quick question. I know we're kind of off the beaten path. Did you know that we were part of Turntable Junction? Don't take that the wrong way, but I mean.
No, that's what I'm saying. I did not. The list that I have of active businesses does not include your business. So I'm gonna fix that and make sure that you're getting communications related to that.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ally.
I got a message. Speak, but she can't.
Oh, Maureen, I got a text that Maureen Keelan is on and she can't raise her hand and she'd like to speak.
How do I get Ally out of there?
No, you gotta hit the. There you go, dots.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, hit the dots, yep.
There you go.
Remove.
Alrighty. So, Maureen, you could talk. Take yourself off mute.
Hit ask to unmute, see if that helps her.
I don't think I can.
Yeah,
now.
top right, top right. No, left. No, no.
It's the same. Right next
See,
to
see it ask to unmute next to the dots?
No. Oh,
Have
yeah.
to unmute.
There you go.
She gets it herself, don't worry about it.
Are you there, Maureen?
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Address for the record, please.
Go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me? I don't know if you can
Yes.
hear me if I'm on.
We can hear you. Can you please state your name and address for the record, please?
Hi, Maureen Petrick from Hunter Hills. I wanted to speak to you about the water bill, but the water issue in Hunterdon County. But something else came up this week, and I just think that it's important to tell you guys. Minebrook Park I went to for the first time this week, which was beautiful. But I was shocked at the height of the sliding board. But what I was more shocked at was the sliding board. So I was there for 2 hours. I was there for 2 hours with the baby.
Minebrook Park is in Raritan Township. It's not.
I know it's Raritan Township, and I did the research, and I went back and forth with the research mayor way before I even thought about calling you about this. But I got my fingers caught in the sliding board, and I just want to say that I'm shocked at the design. And I just have to say that for any mom, because I'm a grandmom, and I brought my baby there for the first time, my granddaughter, and I got my fingers caught in the sliding board. So I said to my daughter, from now on, when you bring the baby, instruct her to put her hands on her laps. And I'm just shocked at the design and the money involved, and the research I did blew my mind. Even though I wanted to call you about the water, we'll get to that next time. I just wanted to say it is a beautiful park and I love it. I haven't been there in 2 years. Been there for the first time over the weekend, and as I'm putting the baby down the slide, I swear to God on Jesus Christ, I got my fingers caught in it. And I said to myself when I got home, how many kids got their fingers caught in it? I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked at the money that was wasted because I have to be honest with you. I was really looking forward to the parks for being a brand new grandmother. I was looking forward to the splash park, the whole entire Main Street. And with that design, that's one thing that's a disappointment that I just got to be careful. Other parents need to be careful their children's fingers don't get caught for real. Because my fingers got caught, and if their little fingers, I mean, if my fingers got caught, their little fingers. So, I was shocked. And I just feel like it's wasted money. And I'm so upset over the money that is wasted. It is unbelievable. I can't even. The research on doing the sliding board for the whole entire weekend is what I did. That's what I did the entire weekend. And so it comes back to everybody agreed to this park. And I'm just shocked because I am going to avoid it because I don't want my little granddaughter getting her fingers caught, to be honest with you. I'm just saying. And I just wanted to say that I was really shocked. But whatever. I just wanted to let you know. I actually wanted to talk to you about the outrageous water. I wanted to know why we're outsourcing to Florida. That's what I really wanted to talk to you about. I mean, the last time I really spoke up was about the Malik. So I really don't like talking in this meeting, to be honest with you, because I feel like nothing gets done when I speak up. But to be honest with you, I don't understand what's happening here with the wasted money, it's outrageous. But the park, the design for the sliding board is a disaster and it's sad. So just watch your children's fingers, and that's all I have to say about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, just for the public, that park is in Marion Township. We have brand new equipment in Tuckamurgy Park, and the county's building a brand new top lot park over in Corset Park. So for it's 80 compliant. So and we have our own water company, Flemington. It's not outsourced to Florida. Okay, approval of minutes. Is there anybody else? Approval of minutes, regular session. I'm sorry. So Andy, come on up, name and address for the record.
My name is Melissa Nemec. I live at 26 Vanessa Street here in Flemington. And when I was here for the firemen's things and you were talking about the dog issues, that it sparked something. Okay. So we have at least one person I know in town that walks their dog without a leash. Mm-hmm. And I called when I first became aware of it. And the animal control person told me, well, if they have control of the dog off leash, it's okay.
It's against state law. It's against that as well.
I know that, and that's what I said.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make you aware that
was it more than like we changed? Was it a few years ago? Like before we changed?
May have been like 2 years.
Okay, we have a new company.
We have a new company.
So I just wanted to make you aware that I was given that information.
Yeah.
I don't know what the date was.
Can you send? Do they still do it?
Oh yeah.
Can you send me?
Sure.
Yeah.
There's no one all
the info she'll pass it on.
Also, just the other day, I work on Main Street, so I, live on Vanessa Street. Went down Court Street, and there were 2 women coming out with a pit bull not on leash.
Really?
Yeah, from like.
I do think it happens, and I think she's right, and there is.
I don't.
So I know someone that lives in that building, and I asked her if they were residents. She said she wasn't sure, but I witnessed that because the dog almost went into the street. I was coming down Court Street and the dog almost went in the street, and I was like, and then I'm like, wait, that dog's not on the leash. And again, I love a pit bull, don't get me wrong, but and they called and the dog came back, but again, there's a leash law. I just wanted to make you aware that at some point I was told if the owner had control of the dog,
Not
the
if it's
dog
off their
stayed.
property.
Yeah, no, this is down the
It's
street.
on their property.
Yeah.
Somebody sends their dog out.
Yeah, no.
That is that dog goes off their property.
Yeah.
It's their responsibility.
Yeah, yeah.
If you could provide that info to Carla, she'll pass it on to her.
Yeah.
Cause he'll at least follow up with a notice.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily
I know
a
it's gotten
fine,
better
but at
for
least
years.
people can be aware of it and on.
Yeah, no, I was nervous because we used to sometimes take care of my cousin's dog, who is also a pit bull, like I said, I love them. And did not like other dogs. And I was worried if this dog came down our street and came in my yard,
Right.
while I had that dog on leash.
Sure.
And there was a fight, like, that's really problem.
Right, well, that.
And I didn't want my cousin's dog being punished for someone not being responsible with their dog. So that's, I just wanted to bring that up.
My little
that,
kind
you
of
know,
dog was on leash because he looked cute,
Yeah.
vicious to other animals.
And what Councilwoman Engelhardt says, you know, when you have to put an animal down, like,
yeah.
No matter what.
that's
that's
bad
sad.
dog handling.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to, I didn't know that we had changed. I had
Yeah, a
called,
couple
like,
years ago, so that
okay.
might have been around the
Okay.
time, but
But,
either way,
yeah, I was
you can
shocked.
give that to
This woman
Carla
told me,
and
"Well,
Maureen,
if he
Maureen will
gets in trouble
follow.
with the dog, he can walk it off leash.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
no, yeah, but okay,
Yeah.
okay, alright.
And
Thank
we
you.
even put on our renewals that dogs must be on a leash.
Yeah, so,
Okay,
okay,
want to take it off these ticket, dog park.
thank you.
Thank you. Approval of minutes, anybody else, before I go on, okay.
Nope.
Approval of minutes, regular session, March 23rd, 2026, can I have a motion, please? Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody, nobody was staying on that, right, Carla? Everybody was
Right.
here? Yeah, okay. Moving on to the consent agenda, number 10 on the agenda, number 6, resolution 2026-76, resolution approving the refund for the redemption tax certificate on block 38, lot 2. Have a motion, please?
Local move.
Is there a second?
Sorrel second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Harris.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara. Yes. Councilwoman Herbert.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Okay, introduction of ordinances, we have 3 tonight. Actually, we have 4, well, HBC are on here. Resolution. I'm sorry, ordinance 2026-08, calendar year 2026 ordinance to exceed the municipal budget cost of living allowance and to establish a cap bank when the COLA is equal to or less than 2.5% under NJSA 48:4-4.14. This is standard, we do it every year. Can I have a motion, please, to introduce?
Local move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any, this, well, we don't discuss that. Roll call, please.
No, I'm sorry. I do have a question, Mayor. I don't understand what this is for, and I'm not ready to vote on it because I don't understand it.
Hey, Bill?
Yeah, but she wasn't.
So basically, we have the cap law, and the cap law does allow us to exceed the cap law.
Yeah, but she needs to understand.
Can you explain, the cap bank law, yes, please?
So basically,
Microphone.
This is good for everybody, not just the council.
the budget law allows us to increase the appropriations by 3.5%. Anything of that 3.5% that we do not use, we are allowed to bank for use in the next 2 years' budgets. So we basically, forget what the total amount was, I can look it up, how much we have left over, but we'll be able to use that in the next 2 years if we needed to for any future, increases.
Okay, so if I understand that correctly, then just play it back to make sure I got it. What this resolution is doing is saying we're not going to use that this year and we're going to bank it for future years.
Correct.
Got it.
Any other questions for Bill? Before he runs back? Okay, did I do a motion?
Yeah, we did.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Harris.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara. Yes. Councilwoman Herbert.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Thank you. Public hearing April 27th. Ordinance 2026-09, an ordinance amending 7A traffic schedule to remove a handicap parking spot on Spring Street. Sadly, the user of that passed away. Can I have a motion to introduce?
Local move.
Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Roll call, please.
Wait a minute, I have a question on this. So obviously there was a handicap space because someone who was there was handicapped.
We requested it last year, and we passed this last year.
Okay, no, I got that. So my point of it is, because I just think taking away a handicap space is a big deal. If you've never dealt with handicapped people, it is a big deal. So my question is, if someone comes on Spring Street to visit or whatever the case may be, and there's no parking space and they need a handicapped parking space, what happens? I don't understand why you would want to take this away.
The widow is requesting it to come down because nobody else can use it.
He wanted
So
to
she
be
doesn't
kind
have
to
a
her
handicap-
neighbors.
yeah,
and
she
give
doesn't have a
space back
handicap
so that
plate.
her neighbors can.
It takes away a space 24/7 from anybody else using
I
it.
understand that, that's what handicap does, but the point of it is, I'm very sensitive to handicap because I know several handicapped people.
I have a
Including,
handicap plate.
that's, okay, but I'm talking about me, I'm not talking about you. So my point of it is that I just think, and I'm not saying they should, but the bottom line is when you take away a handicapped space, that's taking away someone's viability. And I understand that this was a temporary thing because the person was there. But my question is if someone comes there that's going to be parking there for whatever reason, because there's tour parking or whatever the case may be. Where are they parking? Where does that handicapped person go?
This is residential,
Any other spot, I mean, it's not, this
It's
spot isn't
residential.
particularly beneficial to anywhere other than specifically in front of that house. I mean, it's no better, it's not like handicap parking at like a ShopRite or something, like, it's closer to the entrance, it doesn't.
NDA requires it to be in certain areas.
So you mean just for being on the street
sorry,
wall,
I
right?
really am, yeah, I'm just saying the street itself. Yes, that's exactly
Where do
right,
they
Frank.
park on
So my
Broad
point of it is where do they go to park?
So where do they park on Broad Street, Tony, when they're visiting somebody on Broad Street, if they have a handicap plate, they park where it's available. They may not be visiting the people at this address, maybe they want to visit somebody further down Spring Street. So,
But we don't have that yet, so my point of it is, listen, all I'm doing is making a point. The point of it is you have it, and now you're taking it away.
Because
That's what my point is, and so that's fine.
parking is very tight
Yeah,
on Spring
I agree.
Street. And by having a handicapped parking space in a residential neighborhood, when nobody has requested it, nobody has a legal handicapped plate in that neighborhood at this point, it takes away a parking space from everybody else 24/7 for a potential guest who might show up once.
We did that for Mr. John specifically because he was elderly and he was like at end of life, like with the walker, you saw the way by numbers, like that level. So that was what was done, and I don't believe they have a driveway at that
They
unit.
don't.
No,
So
and
that was the only way.
and she doesn't have, the widow doesn't have a handicap spot, like, so she can't.
The widow is here.
Yeah. She's moving, but right, she doesn't have a handicap plate herself, so she can't even park there now, so.
Or her landlord.
No, Adrian explained it well. Thank you, Adrian.
And we did the same, very similar on, by the post office last year. There was, a
I'm
handicap
just
plate.
very
We
sensitive.
took it away when, but, and if it's requested, we put it wherever is needed. Like, we put it wherever it's needed and we take it away when it's not needed for the convenience of the residents.
So now, someone who is handicapped understands that, that's thank you. Thank you, Adrian, for saying that.
Carly, did we have a motion?
Councilman Arise?
Yes.
Yes, we did. Council Vice President Engelhardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara?
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert?
Yes.
Councilman Levitt?
Yes.
And Council President Parker?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, public hearing scheduled for April 27. Ordinance 2026-10, ordinance amending 3 police regulations to regulate bamboo in the borough of Flemington. We discussed this several months ago with a complaint from a neighbor about encroaching bamboo that had come far off the property. We sent it to the Environmental Commission. The Environmental Commission recommended passing an ordinance. They did some research. We sent it over to our attorney to polish up an ordinance for us, and here it is. Could I have a motion to introduce?
Fasara will move.
Is there a second?
Parker, second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Arise?
Yes.
Councilwoman Engelhardt?
Yes.
sorry, Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert.
This is just to introduce, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council, President Parker.
Yes.
Okay, April 27th for the public hearing. And then ordinance 2026 is 11, Carla?
Yes.
Can you please read the title? I don't have the title.
Yeah, it's in the packet.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, it's just not on the agenda.
Ordinance amending section 1404, establishment of the Historic Preservation Commission of chapter, typo right there, 14, Planning Board and Historic Preservation Commission, section 1631, Historic District Review Ordinance of chapter 16, design and performance standards of the municipal code of the Borough of Flemington to comply with the requirements of the certified local government CLG program. May I have a motion to introduce, please?
Ours move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara.
I've got a quick question on this one. Brandon, I guess, what's the premise of this? What is the change that we're doing here?
There was just certain edits that they had to make. I think it's something about like the administrative officer, because they said they had to go through like Carla or through the mayor, and instead of having to go through all of that, why not like make it just go straight to Richard instead of the HPC? That's why it's stuff like that. It was supposed to be the last time when we introduced the other ordinance.
Okay, then I will vote yes.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Wait, so long.
Also, public hearing scheduled for April 22nd. Regular agenda, resolution 2026-77, resolutions appointing Jay DeHaven as the part-time library director for the public library. Again, this is a courtesy. Their board has the ability to hire. Can I have a motion, please?
Herbert will move.
Is there a second?
Fasara will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-78, resolution approving Edward Gabor for admission to active membership in the State of New Jersey Firemen's Association. Have a motion, please.
Fasara will move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
What's the, I just want to understand what does this mean?
What this means is he becomes a fireman with us, and we're not covering him with insurance and
And
everything
you
else.
could go to firefighter
He
one.
can go to firefighter 1.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Yes.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-79, resolution canceling the contract with Window World and awarding a contract with Marquee Windows for the window improvement project at Borough Hall. In a motion, please.
Fasara will move.
Is there a second, please?
Engelhardt will second.
Y'all know.
Any discussion?
Now, I already talked to this guy, so he's on the ball, and I'll be talking to him tomorrow to send over the resolution.
Dave said he'll come
Huh?
Dave said he'll come.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-80, resolution declaring the Borough of Flemington having a self-exam budget for 2026. Have a motion, please.
Let's remove.
Is there a second?
Fasara will second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-81, certifying compliance with the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's enforcement guidance in the consideration of arrest and eviction records and employment decisions under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Can I have a motion, please?
Let's remove.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Second.
Tim? Roll call, please.
Did I say something? Councilman Arias,
Oh, yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yeah.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-82, resolution authorizing and directing the planning board of the Borough of Flemington to undertake a preliminary investigation of block 35, lots 13, 14, 102, 103, and 104, block 36, lots 3 and 30, and block 37, lots 1, 2, 3, 6, 17, 18, and 100 study area pursuant to the New Jersey Local Redevelopment and Housing Law, NJSA 48:12A-1 et sec. For classification as an area in need of redevelopment and directing the planning board to prepare a study investigating whether the study area located generally at Turntable Junction qualifies as a condemnation area in need of redevelopment. Can I have a motion, please? Is there a second?
Engelhardt will second.
Any discussion?
What was the issue? Why are we redoing this? Yeah, I'm sorry.
There was a scriber's error on one place. It said non-condemnation, the other one said condemnation. Karen Giffen actually was the one who noted it at our planning board meeting the night after this was passed. So we are just clarifying that particular line in the resolution.
Okay.
So it all matches now.
Councilman-
So thank you, Karen, for that.
Councilman Rice,
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara.
No.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-83, resolution of the Borough Council of the Borough of Flemington, County of Hunterdon, State of New Jersey, approving the application of Stagecoach Liquors LLC for a place-to-place transfer of application of Stagecoach, a plenary retail consumption license with broad package privilege number 109-32-003-014, currently cited at 46 Main Street, Flemington, New Jersey. I am going to publicly state that 46 Main Street is not correct. They are requesting that this move forward regardless of the address mistake, and it's gonna end up coming back here for a redo. So, that's up to you guys whether you
Just
want
the
to do this or
application
not.
already went in.
So we should just go ahead.
So,
Yeah.
But it's not,
What's the address on the application?
but it's not legal.
46.
so then that's the,
Yeah.
Yes, so it's not legal. It has no legal grounding because there is, it's just, but it's up to you.
Wait, the state?
The state approved something without investigating it. It's an incorrect address.
But I think for them to move forward, they need to do this. So we-
They need the resolution and then
Yes.
they'll have to amend it again
Yes.
down the road.
Yes.
They're not ready.
Are
to
they
vote.
covering this in their escrows?
They should be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Is there any reason not to table this until they fix it?
Oh, we can't.
No,
I already
we
sent
can't.
the application in.
Okay. That's the clerk's call. All right.
I already talked to Keith and the attorney about it, so they know.
Okay.
Anybody want a motion?
Well,
I'll move.
I just wanna check with Chris, you're kosher with this too.
This is the first I've heard of this error. It was not presented.
Yeah, it
to
was
me.
late in the day.
Oh, okay, so that's
Well,
why.
because I thought this was the transfer from,
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
red crab or
and then I
whatever.
went crazy trying to figure out who bought this license, and then I came into Carla and I'm like, who bought this license? And she said it's just a place-to-place transfer for the Union Hotel, and I'm like, that's not the Union Hotel's address.
And the reason we're
So-
doing it again is they license the bar, but the ABC wants like the whole way.
Well, sure,
Like,
people walk out
so-
with stuff in their.
So that's why we gotta do it again.
Okay.
And now we just realize.
So the state's kind of like the Shulmany thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what
Yeah.
you're saying, yeah.
In
yeah.
fact, they were
Really-
here,
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
they did a tour and everything and they still.
Oh, really? So they inspected and then they changed their
Yeah.
mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, got it. All right.
Carla's explanation is certainly intuitively correct.
And I talked to John Williams, the attorney, so.
So
I don't get involved with this.
I motion to move it.
Is there a
Engelhardt
second?
will second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Harris.
Yeah.
Council Vice President Engelhardt,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
yeah.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2026-84, resolution authorizing the promotion of the busing kid, the rank of sergeant within the Flemington Police Department. This had been on our agenda once before. but our labor attorney flagged it because the procedures set out in the police department's personnel manual had not been fully complied with, so the chief had to get back and just take care of a few dotting the i's and crossing t's. So it's back again. Can I have a motion, please?
Parker move.
Is there a second?
Logical second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Rice.
Yes.
Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
We have work session, if our CFO wants to come out regarding the budget. Bill? Went that way? Bill, we're ready for you. Okay, while we're waiting for him, can we do the authorizing payment of bills in the amount of $115,294.96?
Yes.
Engelhardt will move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
I just wanted to one thing. I have a correction to a correction that needs to be made for the next bills and next bill, but later.
Some bills. Okay, roll call, please.
Mary.
Yes.
Oh, wait, sorry. Council Vice President Engelhardt.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar.
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert.
I'm sorry, there was a lot of people talking at the same time. I have
We're
no
doing the
idea what
bills.
was going on. Thank you. Yes.
Councilman Levitt
Yes.
and Council President Parker.
Yes.
All right, Bill, your show.
You're up.
Okay, so I'm giving an overview of the budget or?
Sure.
Okay, so the 2026 budget, as proposed here is, $9,863,000. The tax rate, for the municipal tax rate would be 1.036 cents, which is actually down 1.5 cents from last year. The big, increases in the budget this year were 34.31%, or $331,600 was insurance. 13.31% was DPW and buildings of $50,200. That was mostly due to the storms. 14.61% increase in construction code, which was $28,200 for additional hours for the inspectors. 13.64% increase in capital improvements, or $103,000. And I guess the last one really is 4.96% increase in pensions and Social Security, or $47,383. Of the appropriations, 13.16% of the budget is for insurance. 10.17% is for pensions and Social Security, and 21.01% is for emergency services, which is police, fire, and rescue squad. And we did receive 7.53% in grants. So the proposed tax impact, because the tax rate's going down, the cost per 100,000 of assessed value is going down. It's actually going down $15.55 from last year's amount. So per $100,000, a house would pay $1,035.69 in municipal taxes.
Of course, the assessment market in Flemington's gone through the roof, so everybody's house is worth more. For our tax assessor, it's all going up like 6%.
Right, so the average house increased $26,654.
Value.
In value, yeah, the whole borough increased about over $50 million. Or over 8.11%.
Any questions for Bill?
Yeah, I have some questions about specific items in the like officially formatted budget that you shared with us. The on the advertisement tab, um, there is a lot higher expectation of delinquent tax revenue, and I'm curious why we're expecting it to be so much higher than last year. Is that a realistic expectation? I didn't
So
see the
that,
actuals.
yeah, so that is based, that's comes right from our annual financial statement. It's based on the actual outstanding taxes at the end of last year. And there's based on our collection percentage that we're allowed to anticipate up to that amount in
Got it.
taxes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, can I follow up with a question related to that? But I don't want to step on your toes, Beth, but it's a kind of related question. Since you've been our CFO for years and years, and you've seen kind of cycles of recessions and, et cetera, I'm assuming that the more the kind of the national costs rise, like inflation went up over the weekend. We've had a ton of cost with gas going up. I'm assuming there's a similar case when historically when that people can't pay their taxes or don't pay their taxes as much, that collection number goes down as inflation goes up and vice versa. Is there a way you can predict, like based on our history, how much of a hit we're going to take for next year based on your previous experience?
So I can tell you we're really going gung ho and sending out delinquent notices. I don't know if any delinquent notices went out last year. So right after the quarter is done, probably maybe 2-3 weeks after, we're gonna send out delinquent notices, and that usually does get people
Reminder
that,
slip through the cracks type of thing.
yeah, so I don't know that it's gonna be. I mean, I can't say because, all it takes is one of the biggest property owners to not pay their bill, which is what happened to us 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And our collection percentage went way down.
Right.
But yeah, I'm hoping it'll stay at least the same. If not, we should have a better collection.
So could people be more than a year in arrears? If you didn't send anything out last year, so.
No,
I'm just like, what?
No, it's not.
They didn't have to, is what you're saying last year.
No, he's saying they didn't go out.
Oh.
No, I'm saying that delinquent notices were not mailed, but there was a tax sale done last year.
Right.
So that's our enforcement tool, is the tax sale.
Okay.
So the most you can be is 1 year behind, and then like if someone didn't pay their 25 taxes, I'll sell them this year at the tax sale.
Got it.
So we always end up getting all of our money. It's just
Sometimes it's
it takes
a
time.
year behind. Okay.
Councilwoman Herbert, you wanted to continue?
Yes. Yes, thank you. On tab number 9, the Safe and Secure Communities grant, that is a good chunk lower than previous year. Can you tell us about that?
That's just based on, so we get a set amount every year, and it's just when the money comes in. I think we're getting $20,100 or something this year total, but we also got money from last year's grant. So that's what that is. It's not, so if you look in 25, the tab before, the 40,204, that's actually years worth of the grants that came in all in that year.
Oh, so like one was kind of late and one was on time kind of thing?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
When they released the funds from the state.
Okay.
It's the award has been going down for the past probably 10 years, but it's been consistently that 20,102 in the past probably 4 or 5 years.
Got it. Okay, thank you. Also on 9, at least the copy I got, the recycling tonnage grant was blank. I thought we were I thought that was in the previous draft version we saw.
Last year's amounts in there, but no, we didn't get the award yet. That usually comes out in like May or June, I think it is. Same with Clean Communities. I didn't get notification of the award yet. So no,
Oh, so we can't get it put in unless it's already been awarded?
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, because I
Okay.
don't know the amount that we're gonna get, so I can't put it in yet.
Oh, okay. Um, on 10, the pilot revenue forecast is showing lower than 2025 actuals. Is there a change in the Herman cap?
So that's what I should get in total from Herman Cap this year. What it was last year, they gave us 24 stuff late, so we got a portion
Got
of
it.
24 and 25, yeah.
Got it. Another one of those. Okay. There was a lot of that going around last year.
Well, they had to, they're a little different because they have to wait until their fiscal year is over and they true up at the end of the year what the pilot amount should be. It's not a set amount every year, it's based on their revenues and everything.
Right.
So that's why the last payment that comes in after the year changes.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. The rest of my questions are all on tab 30. There's a line item for municipal purposes within caps, but it's blank, and then there's just a list of stuff that's out of caps. Why is the municipal purposes within caps blank? Is that somewhere else in the document?
The top line, that's just it, you see how it says H1 total general appropriations for municipal purposes within caps, so that's 6,247,534. That's the within caps number.
Oh, okay.
That's just continuation.
And the A other expenses, what is that? That's a big number. What does it encompass?
The other operations, the 683, 493. Is that what you're talking
Yep.
about?
Yes. Yep.
So that's that would include all the grants that we got there. If you go to sheet 24, that's where the grants are.
Okay. All right. Next question. Same question for well, wait, if that's where the grants are, then what's the line item that says public and private programs offset by revenues? That's 742, 565, and 57 cents.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's page 20. 20 is what is that? That's one is. It's the library, the LoSAP, the health insurance out of cap, and the emergency for the storm. Those.
Got it.
Yeah, and then the other one.
And then the public and private programs is 24.
Yes.
Okay. The reserve for uncollected taxes is also a bigger number than last year. What's behind that?
It's based on our collection percentage last year. So we have to make whole the county and the schools. So if someone doesn't pay their taxes, the schools and the county still get paid. We're the ones who take the hit. So we have this reserve for uncollected taxes to make sure that we have enough money to pay those entities, and that number is based on our collection percentage. If you go to at the beginning of the budget, there is a tab that says reserve and tax collection. And it shows how it's calculated, and it's based on our collection percentage.
Got it. And last question, the municipal debt service has gone up. What's the driving force of that?
The only thing that really increased for that is the note interest payment. Last year, if you go to sheet 27, last year the note interest was 270,000. This year it's 315. Everything else is pretty much in line. Actually, the interest on bonds went down about $10,000. So that's the only thing that increased was the interest on notes, and that depends on current market rates when we sell the notes.
Okay, so okay, so I guess I'll ask another time for an education on notes and how that all works. Thank you for at least I know where it's coming from now. But
Just basically temporary financing. It's getting a 1-year loan instead of permanently financing. Like a bond is like a mortgage for your house. You know, it's a 10-20 year mortgage basically. The notes you do for 1 year until you're ready to do that permanent financing.
And the bond attorney then says, hey, this is the best time to do it, and this is the advantageous time to do it. And
correct.
So we kind of listen to our bond attorney and save up all those notes for the.
Yeah, because they watch the market. Now with the interest rates higher, you're not going to want to lock in for 20 years.
So Beth, the state allows you to do notes 10 years per note. So you can redo them every single year for 10 years, and then you must by law become a bond if you haven't done that already or paid it off.
got it. Okay. So interest went way up. Got it.
And that was actually last year because the payment this year is for the notes we sold last year.
Okay. Okay, that's everything for me. Thank you so much.
But we're also in a better financial position now, so we are due to maybe go out for another rating, see what happens, the increase or not. So, anybody else have any other questions for Bill?
Going back to the tax rate, right? And you sent us the tax rate history document. Says average household at the top. What exactly is how are we calculating the average household? Is that just all of the we went through the classifications, all the single family homes?
Yeah, so
the retail.
Remember the sheet?
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I get that number from. And basically what he has the residential properties are 339,789,000, and there's 857 of them. So you just divide and
that's just those.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just so that everybody knows that I've been working with Bill on this budget. And one of the things that we were adamant about is finding the money for Ken McCormick. And some from John Tillison, and Bill was able to do that from DPW cap. So Ken McCormick is going to be funded, and John Tillison will get half of what he requested. So just so everybody knows.
That reminds me of the other question was we did talk a very long time about the budget at the last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I have little recollection of all the many changes I think we want to do. Do you have any kind of brief summary of what you've adjusted since the last time we looked?
I think since the last time it was pretty much you wanted me to take find money to put into the construction and Ken McCormick, the fire inspector. So I put in the storm emergency $30,000 out of the cap to free up the cap space, and that was based on what
we submitted to the state.
For the storms. And so we're allowed to do that as an added cap expense, which freed up the in-cap money to be able to appropriate for the construction and fire.
I really wasn't. Yeah, I was gonna say honestly, yeah, we talked about it one time, we didn't actually.
I think the other things there were some smaller things that we were talking about, yeah. I think Bill, we talked about them way ago, and I think he mitigated all that with our questions and a whole bit, so, yeah. Yeah, I think everything that you guys had comments on, I think he actually went back and changed.
You're good, Councilwoman?
I'm fine.
Councilman, you good?
I think I'm good.
Councilwoman Engelhardt? Yep. Councilwoman Hartford?
Yeah, I just discovered a couple in the middle of my list that I jumped over by accident. On 10, reserve for sale of assets, is that just a generic that we always do, or do we actually have a plan to sell any assets?
So that's money that we had from the initial sale of the police station that we did years ago. We got that big chunk of money in, and we've been using it a small amount each year to offset, the budget. We didn't want to take it all in one chunk. So I think we have another year or so, year and a half, that we can allocate about the same amount.
Okay. And on 14, why is the fire safety and housing enforcement increase so large?
Because that's the one for Kim McCormick.
For the additional fire
That's
inspections.
for the fire
It'd be a
inspection,
lot
that was the
more.
$20,000, yes,
A lot more.
yeah.
Got it. And Bill, the budget version you sent to us for this meeting was just the state template version. Will you share the line item version, the updated line item version with us as well, please?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great. The rest-
Councilman Reyes? No. Council President?
No, we're good. So Bill and I've had some extensive talks about moving forward and how we're going to look at the budget and how we're going to manage the budget and the oversight of the budget, and et cetera, et cetera. And we are going to look at, he did send me, and I'm sorry, but I didn't get a chance to send it out last week, what we spent on professionals. So we definitely want to take a look at those types of things. So we are going to do a little bit more exploratory on what we're spending and where we're spending it, because certain things that are happening on committees and a whole bit that may be charged to council, I just want to know, I think we all want to know what they are. So we're going to do a little bit more of a deep dive, so we're good. And thank you, Bill.
So Bill, what's your next step?
You have to vote on this, right?
We're going to introduce, right?
Okay.
In 30 days for the public hearing,
Correct, yeah, so
sometime in May.
I have it in the advertising.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I thought tonight was work session and next meeting we introduced.
No,
He's got to introduce tonight to make our deadline. Yes.
May 11th.
Bill, do you have it? Can you read? Do you have something you can read into the record as far as the budget introduction, the language?
There's a sheet.
Yeah, because I don't have the amount.
Is there a sheet on the budget?
There is a sheet. I
Paper?
can't remember which sheet it is.
I thought last year you told me at the beginning.
You want to read it or you want me to read it?
You can read it.
So the municipal budget notice, I'm assuming is what it is, the municipal budget of the Borough of Flemington, County of Hunter for the fiscal year 2010-26. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenues and appropriations shall constitute the municipal budget for the year 2026. Be it further resolved that said budget be published on the official website, www.historicflemington.com on April 14th, 2026, and if applicable, it will be advertised. I don't think we're doing it on an online publication, right?
Well, I have to do all the public notices, so it will be on that tab too.
Okay. So yeah, it'll be on our website.
Yeah, 2 places.
The governing body of the Borough of Flemington does hereby approve the following budget for the year 2026. Notice is hereby given that the budget and tax resolution was approved by the council members of the Borough of Flemington, County of Hunter on April 13, 2026. A hearing on the budget and tax resolution will be held at the Flemington Municipal Building on May 11th, 2026 at 7:00 p.m. At which time and place to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2026 may be presented by taxpayers or other interested persons. Just to give a summary of the budget, the total budget again is $9,863,000 even. The revenues are $170,000 from the fund balance anticipated, $439,000 from local revenues, $372,362 from state aid without offsetting appropriations, $250,000 dedicated uniform construction code fees. Say that again. $250,000 dedicated uniform construction code fees. This is all on sheet 11 of that budget.
Okay.
$492,565.57 special items of general revenue. And section F and section G, special items of general revenue, $476,625. Receipts from delinquent taxes, $488,000 even. And the amount to be raised by local taxes is $6,967,812.02. And the minimum library tax is $206,635.41 for the total of $9,863,000.
Okay, can I have a motion, please?
Liz will move.
Is there a second?
I'll start on the second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Harris,
Yes.
Council Vice President Englewood.
That's
That's where my mother.
That's the other one.
Heart.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar,
Yes.
Councilwoman Herbert,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council President.
Yes.
Again, the public hearing is May 11th, 7 p.m. Thank you very much, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Okay, we're up to public comment number 2. Anybody from the public? If you take a comment, please raise your hand if online. If in the audience, come up to the microphone. Seeing none, we don't have an executive session. We can say
Okay, you got Tony.
Oh, Tony, it's killing me. Go ahead.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, can you please state your name and address for the record, please?
Of course. Tony Gushue, Gushue, 605 County Road 519, Kingwood, New Jersey, owner of Within Spirit at 37 Stangle Road, and the FID board president. I just wanted to touch on a couple things with Turntable Junction, real quickly, because I know, it's on the agenda again this evening. As somebody who's lived basically in this area my entire life through Flemington, Hillsborough, Branchburg, it's somewhere I frequented, pretty much until like the, late 2000s. Now, as an extension between Church Street and Main Street in our Stengel Business District, it sits dilapidated and it appears as if it's basically like an abandoned ghost town. There are serious issues with the parking lots, the sidewalks, the structures. It is not the view and the first impression we want people to have when they come to Flemington. This property was already deemed to be a site in need of redevelopment in 2014 when the BID did a study on this property, as well as others, including the hotel, the Agway site, and Cut Glass. When the property owner purchased these buildings in 2015, his attorney stated in an article to the Hunter County Democrat, and I quote, "They will fix up the grounds a bit and in general make it a more inviting place and increase sales for the tenants," end quote. And this statement has basically been, couldn't be any further from the truth of what's happened. When I first was looking to open our business in the borough, I initially did consider Turntable Junction, but I did my due diligence about it. I spoke to other tenants, I took a ride and a walk around the property, and then I canceled the scheduled meeting I had because the answer for me was a resounding no. The property conditions in the summer of 2021, when we were looking, were atrocious at that time. There was holes in the roofs with the sky visible from above. There was rodents. There was trash, and things have only gotten much worse over time. Both the current and past tenants have had a number of issues with these units, and I know they've been in touch with several members of council in regards to situations they have encountered. The most severe being two that suffered damages and they were forced to move from the property because the property owner did not make repairs that would allow them to be operational, only for them to get sued in the process of vacating. When one of those buildings burned down in September of 2022, the property owner left a fence around the rubble for almost a year. There's 4 commercial tenants right now in there in a property that has about 25 units, which just goes to show to be a testament of their condition, considering we have multiple businesses who want spaces in the borough. People really are not willing to touch these spaces. And to be very honest, the property owner is really not actively looking to rent them out because they're not even showing up on available commercial property listings when you do a search. He's been very happy to take a loss on these properties. And when he's been approached about someone purchasing a building, he's been telling someone very inflated numbers over what these buildings are actually worth. We have the gazebo and the historic turntable sitting there for years with snow fencing and caution tape around them because they're a safety hazard instead of being maintained and beautified for people to enjoy, like the gazebos in Court Street Park have been. These are not new problems that have popped up overnight. I, in fact, addressed them a number of times to our former executive director, our former mayor. I've been told a range of things like we are working on it to we are attacking the property owner because of his religious beliefs. And I think, Councilman Parker said it very well a couple meetings ago, or last meeting rather, when he said, we cannot keep kicking the can down the road with these properties. There's also a concern for the residents. He does actually have a residential unit listed right now. If you look at it on Zillow, it's dingy. There's stained carpeting. The walls have never been painted. They've been wiped down and there's visible smears on them. The kitchen basically looks like it was piecemealed together and there's a stove sitting on a tiny piece of linoleum while the rest of them is carpeted. There's no safety screens on the windows, which I believe is a requirement by law. But, unfortunately, we're going to have somebody who maybe has poor credit or who has a, lower socioeconomic standing, who's desperate for housing, who's going to eventually move into one of these properties. And, I only hope that if that happens in the meantime, that they are safe living in those conditions. As I said, as a business owner adjacent to the area, as someone who also operates a walking tour through the area, the comments that I get from people during our tours are disheartening. I get, why did the town let it get like this? Why did the owner let it get like this? What happened to this place? Why haven't they done something to fix this? Wow, I can't believe what, this looks like. It used to be so nice. And I've documented those things over the years because the perceptions of the public and the people who are saying them are people who are either current or past residents or who are visitors to the area and who have seen the conditions deteriorate over time. It's not just reflecting poorly on the commercial tenants who are operating there because the grounds are not maintained and the buildings are not maintained, but it's also, reflecting poorly on those who operate adjacent businesses, the property owner, our borough officials, and Flemington as a whole. And just to comment on, a statement that was made earlier in terms of We Kids. We Kids actually does not show up on the tax or sewer maps as being a property that he owns because they're showing up as having a totally different address than what the blocks and lots are. So I think there was some confusion with if that was actually a turntable property or not. I personally thought it was owned by Mr. Caruso that owns the building with Rosemary, etc., and Misa Bohr in it. So that was, I think, an oversight both on council as well as the FID's ends. But as far as Allie also not having been in that business yet, Allie has been working very diligently updating the contact information for all 450 of our commercial businesses, and has been going in face to face and meeting with people, and making sure people are in the loop about things going on. So if they have not had FaceTime with her yet, it just means that it hasn't unfortunately been yet. But again, I just also want to make sure that everyone is on the same page, that that was not something that was either not done or neglected. She spoke with all of the commercial tenants over there, and I spoke with all of the past tenants of that property. And that's all.
Thank you for your comment. All right. Anybody else put their hand up?
No.
Okay. Again, we have no executive session. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Liberal move.
A second,
I just a second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Not to take you off there.
What?
So we go.
Night all.
God.
How do you?
I guess they do it.